4 cheeses you must eat and 4 you should never touch if you're over 60. Did you know that over 85% of adults over 60 still eat cheese at least twice a week? But nearly every senior is making one mistake in the cheese aisle that could cut years off their life. Yet the solution is so simple. Almost 99% of seniors have no idea they're eating cheeses that could quietly double their heart attack risk and slash their chance of hitting 80 by 40%. Shocking, right? The cheese section at the supermarket definitely looks innocent, but the truth is, it hides more secrets than most of us realize. In this video, we will reveal the 4 cheeses you must add to your plate and the 4 you need to kick out for good if you're over 60. The scariest part, the #1 worst cheese could skyrocket your stroke risk by a staggering 80%. And you've probably eaten it this week without a second thought. These aren't rumors. This is cold, hard science that most people never hear. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, your age, and which cheese do you eat most often. We're reading and replying to every comment. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get to the countdown, starting with the cheeses that do your body the most good. Number 4, aged Gouda. Let me tell you why aged Gouda is like a superfood disguised as a delicious cheese. When Gouda ages for at least 18 months, something magical happens at the molecular level that transforms it from a simple dairy product into a nutritional powerhouse. During the aging process, proteins break down into smaller, more digestible compounds called peptides, which your body can absorb much more easily than the proteins in fresh cheeses. This is especially important as we get older because our digestive systems become less efficient at breaking down complex proteins. But here's where it gets really interesting. Aged Gouda contains vitamin K2, which is a nutrient that most people have never even heard of, but that could literally save your life. Vitamin K2 in aged Gouda works like a traffic director for calcium in your body. Instead of letting calcium accumulate in your arteries where it causes dangerous plaque buildup, K2 escorts it to your bones where it belongs. Japanese studies have shown that people with higher K2 intake have up to 50% less arterial calcification and significantly stronger bones. 1 ounce of aged cheese provides about 75 micrograms of K2, which is more than most people get in an entire week. The cheese also contains high levels of conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, which is a fatty acid that research shows can help reduce body fat, improve immune function, and even fight certain types of cancer. What makes aged cheese particularly special is the aging process eliminates most of the lactose, making it perfect for people who typically can't tolerate dairy. The beneficial bacteria that develop during aging also create compounds called postbiotics, which are like prebiotics and probiotics combined. These postbiotics support gut health, reduce inflammation, and may even improve mood by influencing the gut-brain connection. To maximize the benefits of aged cheese, eat it at room temperature rather than cold, as this allows the complex flavors to develop and makes the nutrients more bioavailable to your body. The ideal serving is about 1 to 1.5 ounces paired with apple slices or whole grain crackers, which helps slow the absorption and provides prebiotics that work synergistically with the cheese's postbiotics for optimal gut health benefits. Number 3, genuine Parmesan cheese. Real Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy isn't just cheese, it's basically an edible multivitamin that happens to taste incredible. This isn't the stuff in the green can at the grocery store, which is often filled with cellulose and preservatives. Authentic Parmigiano Reggiano is made using methods that haven't changed for nearly 900 years, and this traditional process creates a cheese with an almost unbelievable nutritional profile. Just 1 ounce contains about 10 grams of protein, but it's the quality of this protein that's remarkable. The 32-month aging process breaks down the proteins so thoroughly that they're essentially pre-digested, meaning even people with sensitive stomachs can usually handle it without any problems. The calcium content in Parmigiano Reggiano is off the charts, about 330 milligrams per ounce, which is more than a glass of milk. But unlike milk, the calcium in this cheese comes packaged with the perfect ratio of phosphorus and magnesium for optimal absorption.
Italian researchers have found that the bioavailability of calcium from Parmigiano Reggiano is nearly 100%, compared to only about 30% from calcium supplements. This cheese also contains all 9 essential amino acids in perfect proportion, making it a complete protein source that rivals meat in quality. The aging process concentrates these nutrients to levels that nutritionists' jaws drop. Here's something fascinating. Parmigiano Reggiano contains natural compounds called casomorphins, which are peptide
supplements. This cheese also contains all 9 essential amino acids in perfect proportion, making it a complete protein source that rivals meat in quality. The aging process concentrates these nutrients to levels that make nutritionists' jaws drop. Here's something fascinating. Parmigiano Reggiano contains natural compounds called casomorphins, which are peptides that can help reduce anxiety and promote better sleep. It's also loaded with tyrosine, an amino acid that your brain uses to produce dopamine and norepinephrine, which are neurotransmitters that keep you alert and focused. The cheese is naturally lactose-free after its long aging process and contains beneficial bacteria that survive the journey through your stomach acid to colonize your gut. The best way to consume Parmigiano Reggiano is to break it into small chunks with a knife rather than grating it, as this preserves the cheese's crystalline structure. Eat it after meals, as the Italians do. About 1 ounce helps with digestion and provides a perfect protein boost without overloading your system. Pairing it with a few drops of aged balsamic vinegar enhances mineral absorption. Number 2, grass-fed raw cheddar. Now, before you worry about the word raw, let me explain why properly aged raw cheddar from grass-fed cows is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. When cheddar is made from raw milk and aged for at least 60 days, which is required by law in many countries, any potentially harmful bacteria are eliminated while the beneficial enzymes and bacteria remain intact. These enzymes, which are destroyed by pasteurization, help your body digest the cheese and absorb its nutrients. Grass-fed raw cheddar contains up to 500% more CLA than conventional cheddar, along with significantly higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids, creating an anti-inflammatory powerhouse that fights disease at the cellular level. The vitamin content of grass-fed raw cheddar reads like a pharmacy shelf. It's loaded with vitamin A in its most bioavailable form, retinol, which supports everything from vision to immune function. The vitamin D content is substantial, especially important since many people are deficient in this crucial nutrient. But here's what's really amazing. Grass-fed raw cheddar contains vitamin K2 in the MK4 form, which is the most potent type for preventing arterial calcification and supporting bone health. The cheese also provides significant amounts of vitamin E and beta-carotene, antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative damage. What sets grass-fed raw cheddar apart is its probiotic content. Unlike pasteurized cheeses, raw cheddar contains dozens of strains of beneficial bacteria that support digestive health, boost immunity, and may even improve mental health through the gut-brain axis. These probiotics produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which nourish the cells lining your colon and have powerful anti-inflammatory effects throughout your body. To get maximum benefits from grass-fed raw cheddar, never heat it above 120 degrees F, as this destroys the beneficial enzymes and probiotics. Instead, let it come to room temperature for 20 to 30 minutes before eating. Pair it with a few drops of aged balsamic vinegar to enhance mineral absorption. Number 1, Swiss Gruyere. Here's why authentic Swiss Gruyere deserves the top spot on this list. It's the most complete package of nutrition, digestibility, and health benefits you can find in any cheese. Real Gruyere from Switzerland must be made from raw milk from cows that graze on alpine meadows. This creates a cheese with a unique nutritional profile that scientists are still discovering benefits from. The Propionibacterium used in making Gruyere produce propionic acid during aging, which is a compound that research shows can reduce inflammation, lower cholesterol, and even help prevent certain types of cancer. These same bacteria create the characteristic holes in Swiss cheese and produce vitamin B12 in amounts that surpass almost any other food. Gruyere contains the highest levels of glutathione precursors of any cheese. These are compounds that help your body produce its master antioxidant. Glutathione is crucial for detoxification, immune function, and protecting your cells from damage, but our natural production decreases with age. The specific amino acid profile in Gruyere, particularly its high levels of cysteine and glycine, helps boost glutathione production naturally. The cheese also contains impressive amounts of phosphorus, zinc, and selenium, minerals that work together to support bone health, immune function, and thyroid health.
What makes Gruyere truly special for health is its incredible protein efficiency. The 12-month minimum aging process breaks down proteins into di- and tripeptides that your body can absorb directly without further digestion. This means you get all the muscle-building, tissue-repairing benefits of the protein without taxing your digestive system. Swiss studies have shown that elderly people who consume Gruyere regularly maintain muscle mass better than those who get their protein from other sources. The cheese also contains compounds called lactopeptides that have been shown to lower blood pressure naturally, making it one of the few cheeses that's actually good for cardiovascular health when consumed in moderation. To get maximum health benefits, melt it gently into warm, not boiling soups, or eat it with whole grain bread, as the combination enhances the bioavailability of its V vitamins and glutathione precursors. So these were the best 4 cheeses for your health. Now, let's turn to the dark side of the cheese aisle. The 4 cheeses you should never let near your plate, especially if you value your heart, your memory, and your future. Number 4, processed cheese slices. Those individually wrapped cheese slices might be convenient, but they're about as far from real cheese as you can get while still legally calling it a dairy product. These processed nightmares typically contain less than 50% actual cheese, with the rest being a cocktail of emulsifiers, preservatives, artificial colors, and sodium phosphates that spell disaster for your health. The amount of sodium in just 2 slices can exceed 600 milligrams, which is more than a quarter of your daily limit. And it comes in the form of sodium phosphate, which research shows is far more harmful than regular salt. This type of sodium has been linked to accelerated aging, kidney damage, and increased cardiovascular disease risk. The emulsifiers used in processed cheese slices, particularly polysorbate 80 and carboxymethylcellulose, have been shown to disrupt the gut microbiome and increase intestinal permeability, often called leaky gut. This can trigger inflammation throughout your body and has been linked to everything from autoimmune conditions to mental health issues. These cheeses also contain artificial colors like yellow 6 and yellow 5, which have been associated with hyperactivity, allergic reactions, and potential carcinogenic effects. The preservatives used to give these products their unnaturally long shelf life, including sorbic acid and natamycin, can accumulate in your body over time and interfere with beneficial gut bacteria. What's particularly insidious about processed cheese slices is that they're often marketed as a good source of calcium and protein, but the forms of these nutrients are poorly absorbed due to the processing methods used. The high heat and chemical treatment destroy any beneficial enzymes and alter the protein structure, making it harder for your body to utilize. These products also contain trans fats, even when the label says 0, because regulations allow anything under 0.5 grams per serving to be rounded down. Regular consumption of processed cheese slices has been linked to increased inflammation markers, higher bad cholesterol levels, and a greater risk of metabolic syndrome. Number 3, cheese spreads in jars. Fats, even when the label says 0, are present because regulations allow anything under 0.5 grams per serving to be rounded down. Regular consumption of processed cheese slices has been linked to increased inflammation markers, higher bad cholesterol levels, and a greater risk of metabolic syndrome. Number 3, cheese spreads in jars. Those shelf-stable cheese spreads that don't require refrigeration until opened should set off major alarm bells in your head. These products are cheese in name only,
often containing more modified food starch, oils, and chemicals than actual dairy. The processing required to make cheese spreadable and shelf-stable for months or even years destroys any nutritional value while adding a host of harmful ingredients. Most cheese spreads contain partially hydrogenated oils, a source of artificial trans fats that have been so clearly linked to heart disease that many countries have banned them entirely. Even trans fat-free versions often use interesterified fats, which preliminary research suggests may be just as harmful.
The sodium content in cheese spreads is absolutely astronomical, often exceeding 500 milligrams per 2 teaspoon serving, and most people use far more than that. This sodium comes not just from salt, but from multiple sodium-based preservatives and flavor enhancers that can cause fluid retention, spike blood pressure, and stress your kidneys. Many spreads also contain MSG or similar glutamate compounds hidden under names like natural flavoring or yeast extract, which can trigger headaches, heart palpitations, and other symptoms in sensitive individuals. The artificial colors and flavors used to make these products look and taste remotely like cheese have been linked to various health issues, from allergic reactions to potential neurotoxicity. Perhaps most concerning is the presence of phthalates, which are hormone-disrupting chemicals that leach from the plastic packaging into the cheese spread. These chemicals have been linked to reproductive problems, metabolic disorders, and certain cancers. The combination of unhealthy fats, excessive sodium, chemical additives, and potential hormone disruptors makes cheese spreads a toxic cocktail that offers zero nutritional benefits while potentially causing significant harm to your health. Studies have shown that regular consumption of processed cheese products like spreads is associated with higher rates of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Number 2. Pre-shredded cheese in bags. This might surprise you, but pre-shredded cheese is one of the worst cheese choices you can make, and it has nothing to do with laziness and everything to do with what they add to keep those shreds from clumping together. The anti-caking agents used, typically cellulose, wood pulp, or potato starch, can make up to 4% of the product's weight. While cellulose isn't toxic per se, it's completely indigestible and can cause digestive issues, especially in people with sensitive stomachs or conditions like IBS. More concerning is that these additives prevent the cheese from melting properly and interfere with nutrient absorption by coating the cheese particles. Many pre-shredded cheeses also contain natamycin, an antifungal agent used to prevent mold growth. While it's considered safe in small amounts, natamycin is actually an antibiotic that can disrupt your gut microbiome with regular consumption. This is particularly problematic because a healthy gut microbiome is crucial for everything from immune function to mental health. The cheese used in pre-shredded products is often of the lowest quality, made from milk containing higher levels of hormones and antibiotics than cheese you buy in block form. The increased surface area for shredding also causes rapid oxidation, destroying beneficial nutrients and creating harmful compounds. Here's something the industry doesn't advertise. Pre-shredded cheese often contains more histamines than block cheese due to the extended processing and storage time. Histamines can trigger headaches, digestive issues, skin problems, and anxiety in sensitive individuals. The convenience factor also comes with a higher risk of contamination, as the shredding process introduces more opportunities for bacterial growth. Several major recalls have been issued for pre-shredded cheese contaminated with Listeria or E. coli. When you factor in the lower nutritional value, added chemicals, potential for contamination, and inferior taste and melting properties, buying pre-shredded cheese is essentially paying more money for an inferior, potentially harmful product. Number 1. Blue cheese. Blue cheese gets its distinctive appearance and flavor from Penicillium roqueforti, which is a type of mold that's intentionally added during the cheese-making process. While this might be safe for many people, what most don't realize is that blue cheese contains extraordinarily high levels of tyramine, a compound that can trigger severe migraines and dangerously spike blood pressure in susceptible individuals. If you're taking MAO inhibitors for depression or Parkinson's disease, eating blue cheese could literally cause a hypertensive crisis that lands you in the emergency room.
The mold in blue cheese produces compounds called mycotoxins. While the levels are generally considered safe for occasional consumption, regular intake of these toxins can accumulate in your body and potentially cause problems. Some people have a sensitivity to these mold compounds without even knowing it, experiencing symptoms like joint pain, brain fog, digestive issues, and chronic fatigue that they never connect to their blue cheese habit. The cheese is also incredibly high in histamines, which can trigger everything from headaches and hives to anxiety and insomnia in people with histamine intolerance. Studies have shown that blue cheese contains up to 10 times more histamines than most other aged cheeses, making it particularly problematic for the estimated 1 to 3% of the population with histamine sensitivity. What makes blue cheese especially concerning is its sodium content and the type of saturated fat it contains. A single ounce can pack over 400 milligrams of sodium, and the sharp flavor often leads people to use more than they would with milder cheeses. The saturated fat in blue cheese is particularly high in palmitic acid, which research has shown to be more inflammatory and harmful to cardiovascular health than other types of saturated fats. Blue cheese also has one of the highest calorie densities of any cheese, making it easy to overconsume. Perhaps most troubling is that the strong flavor of blue cheese can mask when it's gone bad, and consuming spoiled blue cheese can lead to serious food poisoning. The combination of high tyramine, histamines, inflammatory fats, excessive sodium, and potential mycotoxin exposure makes blue cheese a very risky choice that offers minimal nutritional benefits compared to its potential for harm. So, there you have it. 4 cheeses that can help you live longer, stay stronger, and protect your heart and mind, and 4 that could be quietly sabotaging your health from the inside out. If you're over 60, making the right choices at the cheese counter could be the difference between a vibrant, independent future and a lifetime of unnecessary health risks. The science is clear, the evidence is real, and now you have the knowledge to make every meal work for you, not against you. Now, we want to hear from you. What's the one cheese you could never give up, even after hearing the facts? Have you ever noticed a change in your health, good or bad, after eating a certain cheese? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thank you.